All right. If you guys have been keeping up with my broadcasts, and just yesterday I was griping about YouTube and their the new policy to monetize videos that are on non-monetized channels, and then just keeping 100% of the income. We kind of saw that coming with their policy changes and stuff. So that's kind of negative as far as earning directly from YouTube. But I was just thinking, and just realized just now, it took me 3 or 4 years to realize this, but in a way it was triggered by YouTube's greed. Because what YouTube did, essentially, here's a quick summation of what happened and what's leading to what's happening now. When suddenly I woke up, I actually woke up and I see possibilities. Okay, so in a way, this disaster with YouTube, tightening their monetization and then basically screwing over small channels and even the larger channels, large, not super large, the medium size or small size channels like mine. It hurts a lot, but it's actually a call to action. And it made me reassess the situation and really refocus my thoughts on income. As you guys know, I'm planning on retiring in Thailand. I was hoping to be there this February or March, but that's not going to happen. I could be delayed by as much as a year or more. So rather than sit here and sulk and just basically spend what would have been my money in Thailand, for retirement, just to stay alive here in the United States, I've decided to take advantage of the situation while I'm still here in the U.S. Because it's an opportunity to earn U.S. dollars, which will hopefully help the situation. So basically, here's the thing. All of us that are here right now on YouTube have an opportunity. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. And some of us are a little bit luckier than others, okay? I'm one of the lucky ones, and I'll tell you why. But basically, if you have a YouTube channel and you're already monetized, even if you're small, like this channel is kind of small as far as the monetized channels, because we don't have like 100,000, 1 million, 2 million, 10 million subs. Okay, those channels are doing okay financially, even with the hit that they'll be taking with YouTube's new advertising policy for putting ads on non-monetized channels. But the fact that you're monetized should be a big kudos to you, a pat on your back. Because what it means is YouTube, YouTube, the company that I am kind of bitching about, but not really. In a way now I'm kind of thankful for them, okay? Although I think they're being greedy, and we'll talk about that on another episode. But they have helped me to see the light. They actually believe enough in me that they put sponsored ads on my videos. So they kind of like pimp me out. They actually think people watch enough of Denoy that he's worth marketing, that he's worth advertising, okay? So what that means is YouTube sells ad space on my videos, on my channel, and considers me a partner. And some of you are in this boat, okay? And you may actually have even more subscribers and more views than I do. So that's actually a kudos to you in the sense that a big corporation like YouTube actually sees you as being able to earn money, and they're riding you to make money. And you're like, but yeah, they're taking my money. Well, they're providing the platform to host all the videos, and they're also providing the marketing and the technical know-how to pull in the advertisers. If you had to do all that yourself, it's actually kind of hard and kind of expensive. So, I mean, you could leave YouTube and you can try to do it all yourself, but you're probably not going to be successful. The reason is YouTube's like doing it in bulk. They literally have access to all these mega companies and stuff, okay? So they're providing you, it's like having space inside a mall. You guys know that in the mall, you have to pay like a huge extortion fee. You have to pay rental for the spot, and you have to give the mall management, the renting company, a cut of your income every month. That's kind of like what it is like being on YouTube. But the fact is, if you're a monetized channel, you already got one up because YouTube sincerely believes that you have the capability to earn money. if you have any lack of confidence in yourself, this should be a wake-up call that should let you know that corporation, a major corporation like YouTube, which is owned by Google, believes in you. They believe you have enough draw to bring in money. And you're like, well, but I'm not making that much. Well, I want to show you how you can make some more money, because that's going to be what I'm going to attempt to do. Whether or not it's going to be successful, we're going to find out. Because, you know, this channel is all about trying things out. I mean, that's how we ended up with the channel in the first place, living in a van. But basically, I've decided I'm going to capitalize on Denoy, on me, on living in a van, on my channel, just like YouTube does. And not only that, if you've been watching for any length of time, you've seen sponsors. I've had several sponsors come to this channel to have me promote their product, review their products and whatnot. And, you know, I do charge money for that. I actually charge, I'll let you guys know the fee. Usually I charge $250 to $500 just to mention them, okay? And I'm not like a big channel or anything. Mr. Beast, I think he charges like $10,000, you know, for a sponsor. They have to give him $10,000. No, I'm not anywhere near that. I don't command that. But $250 isn't bad, you know? Like, I can make $250 in 5 minutes mentioning a company. So that's how much those companies actually feel that I can actually help promote their products. And see, you'll have companies that come up to me or that approach me and ask me to mention their products and maybe do a review on it, so that hopefully my viewers might be interested in it, just to get their name out. The reason they do that, you know, and some of you might think $250 just for me to mention it is kind of expensive. It's actually very cheap. If you have to pay advertising per impression and stuff, and especially on a popular platform like YouTube, it can get super expensive, okay? But if you get a known celebrity, yeah, oh, I'm famous now. If you get a known person that the viewers trust and like and stuff, and they mention your product, it's like potentially worth its weight in gold, you know? So what I'm saying is this: if all these outside companies, including YouTube, feel confident that I can make money for them, then why the heck am I not making money for myself off me? Oh man, my fan's not working. Might need to plug it in or something. But anyhow, it gave me an idea, and I was like, you know, what I need to do is hire me to promote me, but my products. And you're like, what products are you talking about? Well, we were talking about like different ways to earn income. And some are a little bit safer than others. All of it's kind of a gamble, depending on how much of a gamble you want to take. And me, I'm kind of a gambler. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. Elizabeth, MoBang, Lena, and Jamie, Cindy. Oh, we got a lot of good people. Just me and George and that van life. Okay, this actually applies to everybody here. And what I'm going to do is actually start a new change in the channel. I know this channel is called Living in a Van. It started as Living in a Van, which was kind of an experiment from the Facebook group about learning how to make money off YouTube by monetizing a channel. And we did that. We reached that goal, what, 3 years ago, more than 3 years ago. We never grew because I didn't really promote it, you know, as a glamour channel or anything like that. It ended up being a vlog of me just trying not to die. Not on purpose, mind you. It's just what it is and how I became me. So one of the things that I know about this channel right now, okay, even though we have like more than 13,000 subs, I only have about 1,000 active, and out of that, maybe about 500 to 700 core viewers who pretty much come in and tune in to pretty much most, if not all, my videos. So that means I've got about 600 or 700 people, which isn't a lot, okay, but it might be enough. It might be enough for me to actually monetize me. And you're like, so Denoy's going to take advantage of his core viewers? No, not really. Okay, what I'm going to do is actually switch the focus of the channel on how we can make money, and you guys get to watch me and join me on this journey. And what I've learned in my past, and you know, from paying attention to like really successful business people, is that in order to become successful, really, you need to offer something to people. You need to be able to offer something that people will find of value. you know, something that will make their life better, that will make their life easier, make their life a little bit more pleasant. And that's what I'm going to devote myself to doing as I attempt to redefine my channel and myself to an extent. I'm somewhat on a deadline to try to make enough income so that I can retire in Thailand. So the first thing that I'm doing is setting a goal, okay? And my goal is to hit $1,000 at least per month on income. I know it's not a big goal, but I'm trying to be realistic, and I'm trying to make it doable so that it can happen so that I can retire in Thailand. I think if I make $1,000 a month, I can actually retire pretty well in Thailand. If I make $1,000 a month, in addition to my my retirement, which is like about $400, a little bit over 400. So that's $1,500 a month, which is a little bit more than the average Thai person earns. So I could actually live like the average Thai or slightly better than the average Thai person. And that's going to be my goal, because if I go to Thailand, I definitely want to go there and be a poor person. That would be suck. I mean, that would suck. Okay. So my goal is actually to produce $1,000 a month. And I think I have the answer. And the answer is one that you can participate in as well. It depends on your status, though, and your abilities, because everyone's situation is going to be different. For me, I'm actually going to take advantage of YouTube. Yeah. Imagine if you had a business and you wanted to advertise to potentially millions of people. Do you know how much it would cost to pay for that? I know some of you can advertise on Facebook. There's different avenues you can advertise on. You can advertise on YouTube, Facebook, Google, lots of different platforms, okay, depending on what your item is. But it can get pretty expensive. But YouTube, that's the gold mine that I'm talking about here, provides you with the ability to pretty much advertise to those people for free. Yeah, think about it. You know, one of the reasons companies approach me to become their spokesperson is the cost per impression is much lower, and also the trust factor is higher. Because, you know, I can tell you right now, my core viewers trust me for the most part, okay? They're here because they like me, or they hate me. The ones that hate me are here all the time, but the ones that like me are here because they like me and they pretty much trust me. And I give people, you know, a reason to trust me, because I don't lie to them. I don't take advantage of them. And that actually will help, because that's your brand. That's what you're building up. And what I'm leading up to is this. I was researching different ways to earn money, you know, different ways to earn income that require some effort, but not too much, and are not scams. They're going to be ways where you can make money that are legitimate, and you can do it while you're living in a van or living in a house, and it doesn't require too much effort, but you do require some work, and depending on your situation, it may actually be very easy and beneficial. In my situation, it's actually going to be fairly easy and low risk, and there's several factors that lead up to it. Okay, one is, I don't know if you guys are aware, I'm an ISP provider. I actually can provide and host websites. Okay, I just never pushed it because I can make some money on it, but then it requires going out and trying to acquire customers and whatnot. And it's not really what I want to do, you know, set all this stuff up. But actually, I have the ability to host. That means if any of you needed a website or anything, I can actually set you up with a domain and help you set it up. I can even help you set up e-commerce. Yeah. And you know, I haven't pushed that because, you know, I'm like, well, I don't really want to work on this all the time. But it's going to tie in with my next offer, or my next situation that's developing right now, that's telling me, gosh, Denoy, you're sitting on a gold mine and you didn't even know it. Okay. The reason is this. I know a lot of you, if you've clicked on some of the links and stuff, you know that this website is linked to stuffvan.com, which is my website. And on that website, stuffvan.com, is a store that we never push because we never sell anything on it, because I didn't want to be a seller. And I was constantly in survival mode, just trying to stay alive. The only thing I offered for sale on there, and I didn't really sell it at a profit, were stickers, which what you see a lot of van dwellers doing. But you are definitely not going to get rich off selling stickers or even t-shirts, okay? You know, with the, like, we sell t-shirts here. I don't think I've made any sales, because I don't think they've sent me any royalties. So I'm assuming nobody's wearing a Living in a Van t-shirt. But anyhow, I was looking at different ways to earn money and help people, and decided, you know what? We're in the middle of a pandemic where people are not able to go out shopping. Remember the whole one toilet paper roll thing that set me off yesterday? It started a whole chain reaction that I'm like, huh, I'm going to turn bad into good, because that told me something. It tells me that I myself, didn't want to go into the store because of all those people there, and the COVID is just going crazy right now. So if you have an ability to sell stuff online, this is the time to make your money, okay? And you're like, well, that's if you have the ability to sell stuff online. Well, actually, almost everyone here listening right now has that same ability, same capability. Although I may be at an advantage to some of you just because I have a decent sized YouTube channel with roughly 500 to 1,000 visitors per video that I put out. So that means, every time I put out a video, I potentially can reach 1,000 people or more. And if the video goes viral, I can reach millions, okay? And I'm just blessed. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for my viewers. I'm grateful for YouTube. I'm grateful for God. And just grateful for random luck on some of my videos. But if you're not at that level yet, you still can possibly benefit from what I'm about to tell you. So I was looking at ways to sell stuff online. Some people in the past had suggested that I pick up remember I was at the compound exploring, pick up the spent bullets and stuff like that, the shell casings, and make necklaces and things like that. Some people suggested going to the thrift stores and buying stuff low and then selling them and shipping them online and doing all that. The problem with that is this: you live in a car or you live in an RV, you don't have a lot of room. And to go and ship and deal with all this stuff, I tried to do that before and I failed miserably. What I did in the old days when I was a technology guy and, the whole e-commerce thing was still kind of new, I discovered a site called eBay. No, this isn't about eBay, by the way, but it's going to tell you how I failed and why I'm not going to fail this time. I discovered a site called eBay. And at the time, I did photography and digital cameras were super expensive. So digital cameras were running on average about $500 to $700 for a consumer grade camera. And I saw on eBay a closeout where they were electronic closeout where they were selling digital cameras for only $250. So I was like, dang, I could buy these cameras for $250. They currently retail at $700. I'll sell them at $500 so I can double my money. So I spent $2,000 buying all these Fujifilm digital cameras. They were decent, for the time. But what I didn't know was this: the reason they were selling them for $250, they knew that new models were coming out that were going to sell at cheaper than $200 and be higher quality. I didn't know that. And I bought up all their inventory, and I basically bought up 6 or 8 of those cameras at $250 each. Okay. Then I was going to resell. I was like, I'll just keep buying them. Whoever's putting them up on eBay for $250, I'll keep buying them all up. I'll buy them up so I'm the only supplier. And what I'll do is I'll mark them up to $500. So the user saves money. Instead of paying $750, they only pay $500. I double my money, and that'll be into that. The problem is, right after I bought it up, okay, the digital camera market changed. They introduced new models that were cheaper and better, and I was stuck with digital cameras that I bought for $250 that I couldn't even sell for $250. So I had real world inventory and I lost money. So I ended up just giving away those cameras, as birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, and whatnot to family and friends. It was kind of a costly mistake for me. So we're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So whatever I sell, I don't want real inventory, in the sense that I don't want to be the one that buys 100 or 2,000 or 10 or 20 of something and then put it in my van or my house, my closet, or whatever. If I have to do that and the market falls, I'm stuck with a bunch of useless crap. I mean, it's not really useless. I could discount it and try to get some of my money back and whatnot, but it's a pain. And not only that, you have to deal with shipping and handling and all these other things. So I started looking at it and I was like, you know what? There's got to be a way for somebody to sell something and not have to have inventory. So I know that you can do that with digital things like digital goods, like games and stuff, which I still am going to work on. So I have all these streams we're going to be sharing here, and you'll get to see how they progress and what's successful and what's not. But anyhow, this one's tangible goods and has to do with selling online. And I've decided, you know what? Maybe I should look into drop shipment selling. And for those of you who don't know what drop shipment selling, it's basically this. You find either the manufacturer or a supplier, okay, who can supply you the items that you need, that you want to sell, and they sell it to you at this low price. But they hold on to it, okay? Now, if you're a drop shipper, you can sign up for all these services that have drop shipment and whatnot, but they take a cut. And they might even require you to build a store on their platform. So they charge you money for that, and they make money off that. They may even charge a percentage of your sale, kind of like the mall, okay? Which means they kind of own you a little bit, and you lose a lot of money. But if you already have a YouTube channel or a Twitter account or other social media where you can connect with people and you have followers, and I'll tell you how you can do it even if you don't have too many followers. But if you have that, you are sitting on your own gold mine. All you have to do is become your own brand, your own store. And you can skip going through those services. And you're like, so how do you do that? Well, if you have your own website, there's nothing to prevent you from listing items for sale. Okay? Even if you don't have the item, as long as you know you can get the item at a certain price. Okay? So if you know, let's just say widget, what you can call it a widget. Let's say you know that you can buy a widget for $10. Well, you could probably sell it, okay, reasonably for $30. If it's something of value, for $30, because you got to take into account potential. And the reason we mark up so high is because we're going to be a legitimate company and not piss off our customers. Remember, the motto of the focus of the company is to make somebody's life better, okay, to make it easier or better. So to do that, you're going to need to build in a little bit of a buffer, because you have to pay for the web hosting, you have to pay for the processing, you have to pay for all this, and you also have to have the ability to ship to the customer for convenience, free of charge, okay? And you also have to be willing to take a refund on the customer if they're not happy for any reason. So that means some of your sales that go through, people are going to ask for a refund. And if you're a good company, you won't give them a hassle. If it arrives broken, or if they're just not happy with it for whatever reason, and you're a legitimate company, you should be able to take it back, even though the customer may not know it. You're actually losing money at that point, because once you take it back, it's junk to you. You know, you're not going to really be doing anything with it other than resell it or whatever. But it's not even worth reselling, because the shipping fee is going to be expensive, because you're a drop shipment handler. And how it works is this. I'm going to be looking for items to sell. And I'm actually going to take advantage of this channel, because this channel is called Living in a Van. And we have a lot of people here who are trying to live in a van, or living in a van already, or planning on living in a van. And I was like, well, how can I make their life easier and better? And a lot of you have watched me do things that you think are making your life easier or better, and you can let me know, like hooking up the solar panels, battery systems, power systems, maybe even video games. Some of you asked me, how do you get that? Can I do something like that for you? Well, maybe I can. So what I'm starting to do right now is I'm looking for potential suppliers that can sell me items that would be useful for living in a van or an RV or off-grid in a cabin. So that's what I'm going to focus on initially, although I can actually expand it, and I'll tell you why and how, okay, later as we develop the company. But you're going to actually watch me over the next couple weeks reopen up the Living in a Van, it's not really living in a, the stuffvan.com website, which will become the link to this channel to sell the stuff that I'll be pushing on here, because I'm going to be the paid sponsor, paying myself to push my own product. Even though it's not really my product, it's products that I will test myself. Because see, remember, the idea is to be legitimate and also to protect my customer base, my my clients. So I don't want you guys getting screwed. And that's where the gambling part comes in. I'm going to be willing to invest, and it's not too much of an investment. It's not like I'm going to buy 100 of these things. I only have to buy one. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, with each potential supplier, I have to try to make sure they're trustworthy and they're good and they're consistent. And when I find my supplier, I'm going to buy the items, and it'll be an item that you guys might find useful, like solar panels and maybe a whole system where you can put together a solar powered vehicle, you know, for like a house battery system for charging your system up. Maybe I can even find cheap batteries, but those get kind of expensive for shipment. But I may research it for you. And what I will do is find the ones that I think are good enough. I'm not going to go high end because I know that a lot of the people watching this channel are like me, potentially not super rich, just need something to survive and live off and build that will give you some conveniences, like the ability to charge a cell phone, maybe to run a TV, maybe even a little mini fridge or something. That's not going to be too expensive, and that'll be easy to put together. So I'm going to be putting together kits, okay, different kits, different items that I research on the internet from the various suppliers. And when I find something I think is suitable, I'm going to order it, and then I'm going to actually put it together and install it and show you what comes in the kit and test it. Because see, a lot of times when you find these potential suppliers, they lie. What they say it is, and you order it and it comes to you, is not the same. It's a piece of crap or whatever. So that's the risk I'm taking as the store. Okay, so I'll be doing that. So I'm going to be extremely careful based on what I know from previous experiences buying things online. Okay, how many of you have seen those stories where people buy a shirt or something, it looks really cool, and it comes and it's like for a doll, you know, or they buy something that they think it's real and it's like a doll size, you know, not usable. So I will be taking that risk for my viewers. Basically, I will shop around for things that I think viewers will find useful. So if there are things you want, you would like to get, like potentially items for cooking in a van, items for generating electricity, tents and things like that for survival off-grid and stuff, let me know in the comments, you know, in the chat right now or in the comments down below, because those are going to be items that I'm going to be looking into. And then what I will do is try to find something that's reasonably priced. So because the idea is to keep it cheap, okay? Cheap, but good quality. It's not going to be the best quality, but it should be usable, okay? Basically, I'm going to be looking for items that similar to what I have set up here, that you can buy and plug in and be up and running. But it won't be shipping from me. This is how it'll work. I'm going to go to my website. I'm going to set up an e-commerce store, okay? And I'm going to have an e-commerce store because I can already do that. I have that ability. And I'm going to order the item. Then I'm going to take advantage of YouTube, because YouTube, imagine being able to do an ad for as long as you want, okay? Because that's what YouTube gives me. I can actually demonstrate the item like I do for my sponsors when I get sponsors. I can demonstrate it, I can talk about it, and I can provide a link for you to order it. And you're going to be ordering it from me. And how it works, I'm very transparent here, because you're going to be doing the same thing if you decide to open a drop shipment store. Well, you might not do exactly the same thing, but I'm just showing you how the process will work for me. So I buy the item, I check it out, I open it up for you guys, we do a review video, we see what it's like, we see if it's what it said it was, okay? First off, if it's not what it said it was, I'm probably not even going to sell it to you. I'm not going to let you guys, well, I might actually just make the video so you guys don't get scammed by that. But for me, I'll get some money back from it when I make the video, because it'll be monetized through YouTube. So I'll make some of the money back, okay? But anyhow, we'll open it up, put it together, and make sure it all works and test it out. And then I have a item that you know that when you order it from me, you're going to get the same item. So you're not going to get like, you're not going to order a shirt and it comes out and it's like for a doll and not for a human. It's going to be something real and something that actually works. And what you get by ordering it from me is you get the several things. One, you get the 100% guarantee, because, you know, I will guarantee that it will work, as in, you know, as demonstrated and stuff. You also will be helping me in this channel, okay? But basically, I will go through and take all the risk of ordering stuff and testing them out and whatnot. And then some of you who have your own channels or your own ideas for stores that you could open up, but you don't know quite how to do it, you can actually go through me. So, you know, because I am an internet provider, you know, a hosting company, even though I don't push it, I can offer you all that. I can offer you a turnkey solution where you don't have to go through a third party. Basically, it just gives you more control and more profit. And you can change things on a whim. Like, some of you are like, well, who's going to be a supplier? Well, because I'm doing it myself instead of going through a third-party company, I can go through any source. That means I'm not locked down to one supplier. I can actually go through multiple suppliers, you know, and check for quality and stuff like that. And here's what's really good about it. Remember I told you I bought the digital cameras and then like it turned out I couldn't sell them because the price market dropped and I was stuck with them? Well, with this model of selling things, you won't have that happen. At the most, you're going to lose one items with a purchase. That's your investment. So the startup cost is very low. Okay, you don't have to pay rent for a storefront. You don't have to pay an extortion fee for your mall space. You don't have to pay for shipment and all that because that should be all handled in the pricing. And I'm going to be doing it for myself first to make sure it all works. And once it works, if any of you want to open up an e-commerce store through me, I will show you how to do it. You can either go through me or you can build it yourself, you know. So you get to watch if it's successful or not. So you don't have to take the risk. I'm going to take the risk because I'm on YouTube. And the risk is actually lower for me because even if I fail, like some of you have seen my failed videos, I actually make money on the failed videos. So it allows me to be a little bit riskier than you if you don't have a monetized YouTube channel. So stuff that I think might be cool, I'll try it out. And if it's not cool, I'm still making a video on it. So I will get some of my money back, if not more. But if it's cool, it's something I will actually provide and offer for my viewers. So look forward to that. It's going to be an opportunity for me to try to reach my goal. And those of you who are looking for ways to make money that doesn't require too much of an outlay in cash, a potential avenue for earning money while you're on the road living in a van or a vehicle. You do have to do some monitoring. Like if you open the store through me, I don't want to be monitoring your store for you. Basically, you own the store. The only thing I'm doing is I might help you set it up so you don't have to deal with the technical stuff. I'm basically a webmaster. But you're going to have to process the sales. You're going to handle the shipment and stuff all yourself through your suppliers because you're going to be looking for suppliers. And I'll show you how I look for suppliers. And some of you might be saying, well, Denoy, if you're going through suppliers, wholesale suppliers, what's to keep a client from doing that? Nothing. They can do it themselves. But the problem that they're going to run into is a lot of what you think you're going to get when you try to set this kind of stuff up, it's not correct. You know, it's like I said, you think you're ordering a car, a nice car, and it turns out it's a toy or something. So I'm taking that risk. And the other thing is I'm marketing to people who come to this channel. So hopefully my customers will be people on this channel that need something and they want to help this channel out. So they'll purchase through me. It's similar to like being an affiliate, you know, but the problem with affiliates is this. Some of you had suggested before I tried to be an affiliate with Amazon and I started linking Amazon products and stuff. Those people are probably drop shipment sellers. So they're not even doing anything except having me in an Amazon partnership. And I didn't get paid anything because they said I didn't make enough in sales. So, you know, to be an Amazon partner, you need to have like literally hundreds of thousands of views or tens of thousands of views and on your product and enough click-throughs for people to buy it for you to stay on the Amazon partnership program or even Walmart program and things like that. So we'll talk about that because this whole the focus of this channel is going to shift mainly to how to make money, although we're still going to deal with van-related stuff, you know, but basically, I'm going to be trying to make money, and you guys can watch my struggles or my progress or my successes. But some of you who are in the same boat as me, you potentially could start up your own business as I'm doing it. Or you could watch me a little bit and see how it goes. So you don't have to take the risk. I'm taking the risk for you. And you could start it up because I'm going to show you everything. Okay? So basically, it should be pretty interesting. If I do lose money on it, it won't be too much. If I do make money on it, I've heard of drop shipment people making as much as $3,000 to $100,000 per month. Yeah, $100,000 a month. Now, those guys are going to be high volume. They're going to sell more expensive stuff. I don't think I'm going to be pushing towards the more expensive stuff, but it could happen because basically for me to do it, you know, in good conscience, because as I told you, I don't want to screw my viewers and my customers. And that means that in order for me to sell it, in order for me to put my brand on it, I'm going to test it out and make sure it's legitimate and that, you know, I'm willing to offer 100% refund on my customers so that when people buy through me, you know, they know that they're not going to have the risk that they would take if they were just on the internet buying it through themselves or through eBay or through whatever, through Amazon, eBay or whatever. And some people would choose to do that, and that's okay. You know, this is not something that I'm going to be saying, well, you need to buy through here, or whatever. No, it's supposed to make your life better. It's going to be things that I think would be useful for living in a van, living off grid or whatever. Things that I think are affordable, and it's going to come pretty much assembled and ready for you to use, or very minimal assembly. So I'm basically trying to make life better for you. Let me go ahead and read some comments, and I'm going to go ahead and sign out. But feel free to leave your comments. If you're not already leaving it on the chat, leave it on the comments down below, because it'll give me ideas as to what I'm going to be looking for. Yeah, because I want to make your life easier. Now some of the stuff I don't really need. Okay, so what could happen is we could end up having giveaways or whatever, because I'm going to end up buying stuff and I'm not going to use it. Not going to be anything wrong with it. It's just like, I may replace my solar panel and stuff set up, because I have one right now that I put together from Harbor Freight and other parts. I could end up buying a whole kit because I'm going to sell it as a kit. And then you're like, so what are you going to do with this old one? Either resell it or give it away to somebody. So there may be a lot of giveaways from this channel, because I'm sure I'm not going to need all the stuff I'm going to be buying and selling, but I will be buying it because I need to see it to make sure that the quality's there and that it works as advertised, and that it's something that my viewers would find useful. So thank you for those of you who are participating. I see an old lady says, I'd be interested in a Wi-Fi antenna that pulls in free Wi-Fi for tablets and laptops from places like McDonald's when I'm a little far. So you're looking at an amplifier, a Wi-Fi extender. So I will look into that, and we'll be doing real tests and stuff. So basically the products that we're going to be selling through this channel, you're going to see me buy it and test it to make sure it actually works. So that way you're not sending off for it and it doesn't work. And also, if anything happens, like with shipment, it gets broken or whatever, I'll take the hit. You can get a refund. That's the plan. And now this will only work obviously if I'm profitable. So we'll see how that goes. But you'll get to see the process, and if you're wanting to open a store or whatever, you can do that. And even if you don't want to open a store, maybe you'll find an item that's going to be useful, that would help you and make your life better. So let me scroll through here. Hey George, good to see you. Cindy, just working through here. All right, I'm just scrolling through. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try that. So look forward to those episodes coming up. I've already got that's David wants to know if I can ship drop in Thailand. I'm gonna have to look into that potentially, and then I have to see what the cost will be, because that could determine the cost factor. I'm hoping to be able to do this around the whole world, and some of you may not understand what I'm actually preparing for. I'm preparing for possibly dropping in Thailand or the Philippines or Vietnam or something with nothing. And then I'll buy stuff through my own store. Because see, I'm trying to build up a network of connections for technology and useful stuff that would allow me to quickly convert a vehicle or live off grid no matter where I am in the world. Okay? So it's not just me saying, well, let's just make money. It's me saying, what would I need to survive? What would my viewers need to survive? And how can we do this in such a way that you can do this no matter where you are? And if your skill levels aren't too high, like you're just wanting a system to work, but you don't want to become an electrical engineer or a solar installation specialist. Okay, you just want to hook it up and have it work. So you want a system that's ready to go. So David wants to know if this is going to be available in Thailand and elsewhere. My hope is, and that's what we'll be researching, that I can ship anywhere in the world. Although obviously costs will vary. So there might be an add-on fees for certain places, But my idea is I'm going to try to buy it acquire it as low as possible price. Then I'm going to check out the quality to make sure it is going to function like what it's supposed to. Then I will have to calculate my marketing costs, my shipment, because I'll deal with the shipment. I just want to make it easier for my buyers. Like when they buy something, if I list it for $75, it's $75. That includes shipment. That includes everything. So if I list it for $25, you're not going to be. I'm not going to penny you with, well, now there's a $9 shipment fee, a $2 handling fee. All of that will be pre-calculated in so that I turn a profit, but also if it gets damaged in transit or whatever, I'll be able to go ahead and refund you and stuff, because it was built into the cost of running the business. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign out for now. Look forward to that. I'm actually very excited because I see this as a potential way for me to retire in Thailand and make money. You know, I don't have to work all night, all day. I'll be able to make money just dealing with the business for maybe a couple hours a day, 1 or 2 hours a night, you know. As long as I have internet access. It's also a business model that if it does go bad, you're not going to lose that much. Because I'm going to explain to you why there's a little bit of a safety in doing it in this format. Let's suppose I have a solar panel kit for doing your van or whatever, and I'm offering it for, let's say, $100, $150 for the whole kit. Obviously, my cost is going to be lower than that, but I sell it to my customers for $150. They pay me $150. So this is how it works. Just to explain to you how drop shipment works or will work with me. They go through my website, which I host myself. I'm already paying for that, so it's free for me. It's not really free. I'm already paying for it. But I have my own e-commerce that I've set up, so I don't have to pay additional fees for that. And basically, they buy through there, pay me through PayPal, because I have a PayPal account. And then I have the money in my account. So I have real cash. That's not really my cash. It's the customer's cash. And they paid me more than what I'm going to have to pay from my supplier. Okay? So then I contact the supplier, which is a drop shipment company. And I say, hey, I'm ordering this, and I need you to ship it to David or whoever ordered from me. And then they'll send me the tracking and all that information. And then I'll contact David and say, hey, okay, I placed the order. You should get it by this date. If you don't get it by this date, let me know. And then basically I become the middleman. Okay? And then David or whatever goes about his business. On the date of arrival, he gets it and he checks it out and it should all be good. If he has any issues at all, he'll contact me. And then I will contact the company. If it's a really bad issue, I give David back his money. And I will deal with the company myself. Or I will take the loss. That's the risk I take as the drop shipper. And, you know, I'm taking advantage of basically, it's like an alignment of all the stars and planets. I have access to YouTube. I could never, as a small person, afford all the advertising that I can do on YouTube. I have YouTube, I have Facebook, I have a decent sized fan base, you know, and even if my fans don't buy it, they know people who might benefit from it. So, you know, this is something that anyone can do almost, as long as you have a little bit of capital, you know, a little bit of money. So you can actually watch me a little bit and see if, you know, if I start becoming successful, then you're like, maybe this is something you can do. And because I'm a one-stop shop, you know, you can actually go through me and set up your shop if you wanted to, or you can do it yourself. I don't care. But if you go through me, I just make more money, because then suddenly the other stuff that I have that I haven't been pushing, like the internet hosting sites that I can do, you know, I can set you up with a domain, I can set you up with a store. And then basically I set all that up, but when sales come through, they don't come to me, they go straight to you. You deal with all that. And you deal with your customers. You don't deal, I'm not gonna deal with your customers. I don't have anything to do with your store other than hosting, you know, and then you're my customer as my as I'm your internet host. But that stuff you can do, and if you don't want to go through me, you can go through GoDaddy or whatever. It's all up to you. But if people want a turnkey system where they say, well, I want to build a store and I'm going to have you build it for me, Denoy, what's the cost? Then I'll tell you. And it's not going to be too expensive because, you know, I'm just going to make it really simple. It should be very, very simple. And your whole risk, you're like, so how much money can I lose? Well, if you were, let's say you were going through me and you built a store. So the cost of building that store, then one item. So you're like, wait a second, is that low risk? Yeah, because see, you don't have an inventory. That's the magic of drop shipment. I'm avoiding the mistakes I made in the past. I basically went through years of doing this stuff, and then I'm like, wait a second, if you don't have real inventory, although there is a real tangible inventory, but you're not hosting it, you don't have to worry about having stuff that you can't sell. So let's say I'm selling Elmo or whatever, Elmo dolls, and Elmo is not popular anymore. I didn't lose any money. So I could put Elmo, the doll, you know, I'm showing my age here. When some of you are too young, you might not know there was an Elmo craze. But if I was selling Elmo dolls because they're a hot item, I make sure that I have a supplier that I know can get me the Elmo dolls, okay? Because if they can't get me the Elmo dolls, my reputation is going to go to shit. But if I know I can get consistent with the Elmo dolls and I can sell it, I'm never even at risk, because I won't place my order till the customer pays me first. So the customer would go to my website, pay me the money, then I buy the Elmo doll and have it shipped to them. So you see, it's kind of a safe way of doing business that you're not really going to lose too much money. You understand? And it potentially can be very profitable if you're good at it. But we're going to learn how to be good at it. I don't know if I'm going to be good at it or not. I'm hoping I'll be good at it. Honestly, I'm just hoping I'll be good enough. I just need, my goal is $1,000 a month. If I go past $1,000 a month, that is awesome. But if I reach $1,000 a month, I know I can live comfortably in Thailand. Almost like a prince. Hey, Kosao, you could even do this. The other good thing about it is you could do this even from overseas. So you're going to be learning it as I'm learning it. I'm researching it right now. I'm going to try to get some items first. I might not even have one item in my store initially, but I already have another item I'm going to get that doesn't even have to do with electronics, but it has to have to do with vehicles, taking care of a vehicle. So those are the kind of items you're going to see me pushing, because, you know, the channel is still somewhat linked to living in a van, but eventually it may shift out more, you know, depending on what my viewers want. But even those of you who are overseas, or those of you who are planning on living overseas, this is a business that you can potentially do almost anywhere in the world. The main thing you're going to need is internet access. You're going to need internet access. You do need a little bit of capital, a little bit of money to start, but the risk should be extremely low. At any given moment, once you have it set up, your risk is like negligible if you do not go through. So they have drop shipment stores like Shopify. Have you guys heard of Shopify? You can go through Shopify, but then you have to pay Shopify. I was looking at something like $80 a month. That means if you don't even make $80 in sale each month, you start to go negative. That's like more than $800 a year, okay? Going through Shopify or some of the other companies. What I'm offering my viewers, you'll have a one-time setup fee, which isn't going to be too expensive, maybe $100, $150. You're going to have a store, and, you know, your rate's going to be $100, $150 a year, okay? Because once you have that store set up, I'm not going to bill you. You got a whole year to do whatever, and you're not going to lose any more money on it. You know, if you don't make any sales at all, you lost $150, pretty much. Okay, but you're not going to lose like $800 and continue to lose more. And you don't even have to worry about, you do have to worry about placing the orders and stuff though. So the way it would work if you were running a store, you post your items up for sale, you market it yourself, somebody places an order, they give you their money. Then you take their money and you buy the item that you're selling and you ship it to them, and the leftover is your profit. But you have to have a buffer in there, just like I will, in case your customers demand a refund or the items get damaged. So you got to deal with all that, okay? So it's not like totally running itself. You gotta have to kind of put your hand in it a little bit. But for the effort that you put in and the potential return, like I said, just Google drop shipment if you want to learn more about it and not go through me or anything like that. And you can do it yourself if you're technically savvy. But if you want to go through me, there's going to be a little bit more of a safety net, because I'm the gambling guy. I'm going to take the risk for you. So thank you all for tuning me. Look forward to that. I hope that together we can all move forward and maybe make some money together. So have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye now.